chance to put it in my hand yet.
There are hummingbirds that prefer the hand feeders when you hold them.
Really?
Yeah, gets them away from the swarm. And they don't have to worry about getting jumped on the blind side because there's a person there.
There you go. There you go.
You got us up, but they won't come to the hand feeders.
Oh, yeah. Well, we put the hand feeders like on a little table away from us, and then they did the hand feeders. But not when they're in our hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta work. But we're leaving in a couple weeks for the summer, so we have to stop. Remember? Hi, guys.
And then our neighbor was inspired.
And he got one,
He
too.
put one of these on a pedestal,
Oh,
and no one comes.
yeah. Ants.
Oh, repel them. Is this my
They
friend?
don't like ants.
No. He's got the... Oops, sorry.
No, ants have an acid in their body, hyaluronic acid, and a tiny drop of it will kill a hummingbird.
Repel them. That's why they've got to hang.
Those things up by the feeder, the little cups,
Yeah.
I fill those with water and they keep the ants away. Ants can't swim.
I should fill that with water.
Yeah.
Hi, Lucy. How are you?
You guys can get even close. She's looking.
Oh yeah. But he's already been dive bombed a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah.
He's trying to get him out.
Well,
No, he just wants to stay away, probably.
he wants to watch.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to have them dive bomb him in the eyes. Jackie doesn't have the short-term memory he does. She keeps trying. And I keep telling people I'm more concerned about the cows than I am the hummingbird.
It's me.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Hotspur usually comes right at the end
Oh, okay.
because he's just over on the other side of the house. He goes through the bougainvillea where his heron has nests.
How much do you know about it?
I've been studying
I know.
because it's easy to have like a good human idea
Yeah.
that doesn't translate to helping the hummingbird.
Right.
I was getting the expensive ornate blown glass feeders,
Yeah.
and they're hard to fill.
Yes, they are.
I found one at the thrift store. So
Yeah.
I bought it.
Okay.
So we had one of those and two of these.
Yeah. They're hard to fill and they're hard to clean. And
These are so easy to clean.
yeah. And they're good for bee control.
Yeah. Oh, I can't. I
We've
must have
got
found
bees.
30 dead bees in the water when I went to clean it.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No?
No.
I got one for you too.
But these are the hummingbird's favorites.
And that's very similar to what we have, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Mega Pro pinch waves.
Oh, we don't have the pinch weights. Ours is a straight.
Oh, and I think our openings are bigger.
Yeah.
Have the bees coming in.
Oh.
I got those on recommendation from the Coyote Inn up on Barristo. They have a colony of costas that is incredible.
Really?
Yeah.
Is our migration done?
No,
Not yet.
it's on. We're getting. Today I've seen a couple of rufus and a couple of vianas.
We had wind the other day, and all my liquid flew out of there, and everything and fell to the ground.
Oh,
Everything was covered with sugar.
yeah.
It's like, well, what do the hummingbirds do when it's so windy and they can't eat?
They can.
They still do.
They come here.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the precision flying that they do in the wind is mesmerizing. Yeah, you got a gusting, shifting wind, and they're holding a stationary hover.
And when it was windy in the trees, I still saw them eating a little, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, they have to.
Yeah,
The weather doesn't change their dietary demands.
yeah.
Uh,
So they prefer this to bougainvillea,
Try the nectars.
and it's probably more condensed.
mhm. Well, the hand feeders are 50%
Yeah.
solution.
That's what we've been doing to all of our feeders.
Okay, well,
Maybe we shouldn't?
on the bigger ones, you have to worry about things like crystallization at that density.
So we should do 70-30 for the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started doing that, yeah.
And we should refresh
Two days.
every 2 days.
Yeah.
2 full days.
Because even when the temperatures here aren't high, the sun's radiance can cause the nectar to thicken. And it's like trying to drink a milkshake through a skinny straw. And in some cases, there are some feeders that'll turn the sugar water into a still.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And there are definitely more birds without people here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We had a big crowd the other day.
Yeah.
yeah. But they were all together, they all,
Uh-huh.
what's the animals?
Oh, he wants scritches.
Oh,
He wants attention. He needs it.
yeah, you can tell he's that kind, yes.
Yeah. Well, both of them were foundlings.
Oh, okay.
Jackie was found in an auto shop, and Moose was found outside of Walmart,
Wow. Oh.
just sitting there in the box.
So they're so lucky they got you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting along. I out to see if any of the migrators I've seen come back. One of the Rufus I saw today was a male. His markings were spectacular. They're brown, orange, red, yellow, and green.
And bigger than these?
Yeah. Yeah, about a third of it. They're about the same size as the animals.
This will never cease to amaze me.
Yeah. I know.
I was just telling him on the way here, I get excited when I know I'm coming. I love it.
Yeah. I do it.
I know it. That's why it just gotta calm you. It relieves your stress. It relaxes you.
And starting the day, watching them come in
Yeah.
at dawn, it really gets the day off right. Of course, now with the separation between sunset and sunrise,
Yeah.
I need to do napping.
You're not getting much sleep.
Because I'm getting up at 5:15 for the dawn,
Yeah.
and this is like processing the video and stuff will keep me going till almost 10.
Oh, good thing you love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes coming around my hair.
Oh, yeah.
They'll get them. They love mosquitoes. I've had them snatch mosquitoes off my skin.
Wow.
Oh, okay, he came to me.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah. You can tell him on the left side of he's got a little bump right in the middle.
That black green thing?
Yeah.
Or that black fluff?
Yeah, the face thing. Like he's just got a bump right on the left side.
I see what you're saying. But then I started mistaking, you know how they have the little black feathers that go back? Mistaking those for that.
Okay.
But now I see what you're saying with the little bump.
Yeah. You can
Hi,
see it?
honey. I missed you.
Yeah. Well, they get so they remember people.
Yeah, that's what you said. I love it.
There was a girl they brought by a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
and hummingbirds just adored her. And when they brought her back, she was recognizing them as individuals. Going, oh, I remember you.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. I've never had time hovering right in front of my face. This is just beyond. This is the most I've ever had, you know, right here.
Everyone on the table is puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes they'll share reports on it.
Get close. I feel a little bit of these, but they don't fit.
Yeah.
They just dangle.
Uh-huh.
Come on, you can do it.
Yeah, some of them tuck the feet up really tight.
I noticed that, and some let them hang.
Yeah. Well, some of them, their legs are very flimsy,
Yeah. Sure.
and it could break.
Yeah.
And then they just let it dangle until it gets back together.
Oh.
They gave up things like bone density and strength to be lighter in the air.
Yeah.
Like they gave up being able to have night vision in order to see beyond what we see.
Just love being able to sit and flutter their wings in the
Yeah.
That'd be just nice.
That takes a lot of trust, I think, to do that, though, doesn't it?
Well, it takes a lot of trust for them to come to a happy.
That's true.
One of the things I do when the babies are coming out,
Yeah.
when I first see a baby at the feeders, I get really, really close to them. And usually because they're new at it, they get confused about like, oh, something's coming, should I fly away? And I don't know how to fly. And so they just kind of freeze there.
Huh.
And I stand really close until they see that the other birds aren't concerned with me.
Almost stopped. He had his feet on me, but he didn't stop flying.
Well, he was in a crowd. And that's your guy.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well, what about yours?
That's another one. But Look on the left side of his face, and you'll see the little bump. It's just like a little point in the middle of the black stripe.
Uh-huh. You gotta be just at the right angle to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My identifying skills aren't that good yet.
It takes time.
I'm sure.
But the differences in their markings and body shapes,
Yeah.
it's like fingerprints. And some of them are left-handed and right-handed. You can see by the way they naturally veer on approaches. And the Aztec noticed that hummingbirds could be left and right-handed.
Huh.
Their main god, Huitzilopochtli, means left-handed hummingbird.
Okay.
And he was their god of war and god of the sun. And his priests would wear capes made from hummingbird pelts.
Oh.
Yeah. And they'd use obsidian knives to cut open the chest and take out the heart and offer it to the sun while it's still beating. And that's one of the reasons the Inquisition got very opposed to hummingbirds. First off, they were doing things that other birds didn't do, and they figured, oh my God, this must be safe. And then they saw that the Aztec, who did grandiose human sacrifice, they figured, well, if they worship these birds, it must be evil.
That one's just sitting on your little cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Isn't that how it goes? It must be evil.
If it's unique or wonderful.
Native American,
Yeah.
it's gotta be evil.
mm-hmm.
Wanna wait? Yeah. Opening's over there.
Yeah. Well, and there's some of them that'll go around and try different points on different feeders
I want to see if they're better than another.
and treat it like they would treat a bush.
Oh, okay.
Get
Yeah.
a couple
just-
sticks here, a couple
Yeah.
sticks there.
That makes sense. Yeah.
What can you imagine? How can they envision endless supply in one port?
Yeah.
I just sit here versus, lifetime.
Yeah, it's so much
going
less
to
work for
flower.
'em. But I'm sure they'd come to rely on you for it.
Not really.
You don't think so?
No.
There's enough to go around if you weren't here?
Yeah. And this was Palm Springs. They got all kind of other places to go.
That's true. Like, what's the range of a hummingbird in a day?
They can cover 400 and 500 miles when they're crossing the Mojave or the Gulf of Mexico or the Caribbean.
Okay, but if they're just kind of hanging out in Palm Springs, do
They-
they cruise around the whole city?
Yeah.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
So these could be the ones in our yards this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
So when they migrate, they don't eat.
Well, what they're doing now is they're eating a lot more of the buds. The nectar consumption is about the same, but they're doing a lot more buds because that's what That's how they fatten up for crossing things like the mahogany. And when they come in on the migration, usually the first thing they do is hit the bird bath. And they drink and they wash. Because clean birds fly faster. And speed is low.
Sure.
And then they get to eat. Okay, that's our guy.
Yeah.
My little black check friend Max has been gone for a few weeks. She's probably down on the res. They'll come back when the migration's over because they breed over the summer. They're like the locals who throw parties at the end of this winter season.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Yeah, sometimes towards the end of the night I'm faced with choices like, do I stay out here and pee my pants or do I leave early? Geezer prostate, what can I say? Come on.
There you go. You just left. This way. Sitting on the redwood. Yeah, and then there was one. Oh, there's still two. It just flies so fast.
Yeah,
It just zoom.
yeah.
That's the better stuff.
So the plain face is the female?
Yeah.
Not many females. A lot of males.
They come at the first. A few of them still have active nests.